You got it. Let's go. Uh-oh. Here it is. Can you believe it? We're looking at a Daytona Blue with tan split window. Here it is. Hey folks, welcome back to the Colevette experience. Cole and I are in the car. We're headed down to Cars and Coffee to have some fun this morning. Our car, of course, as we keep telling everybody, is still getting the differential sorted out. It's not too far away. We're gonna have it sorted out for next week because we're headed to a kind of a car cruise that is gonna end up in a car collection that hasn't been seen before. And we can't wait to review some of those cars and just share that with all you folks that have graciously decided to subscribe to our channel, comment, and follow us. We thank you so much. We're finally getting our feet on the ground with the summer and our content. Cole, of course, is having fun eating a Danish back there, apple Danish. I already had mine, I'll tell you, they're really good. Not a plug, but they're from Costco, believe it or not, and the Costco Danishes happen to be pretty good. So that said, we're headed down. Thanks everybody for following us, subscribing, and hanging in there while we have this gap in content. But we're gonna pick it up now, and hopefully we can have a great summer with you folks. All right, headed to Cars and Coffee. There you go. Just hanging out on the side there is from Montana. There we go. How are we gonna park here? I don't think it's gonna happen. Stay tuned. We'll pick it back up. What cars are you looking forward to see?
Probably some Corvettes.
Me too. So we'll just give a quick pan here. Here's one of my favorite ones. That VW convertible cabriolet, yellow one over there. It's one of my favorite cars growing up. Oh yes, there it is. Let's see how this one's tuned. Got the 2.5. Clean as can be.
I do like this car.
Apparently it's insured by Haggerty. Shout out to Haggerty.
Where's the horn?
Those buttons.
All four of those buttons are the horns?
If I remember correctly, it is. Yep.
We have 4 different horns.
Check it out. It's called the Lemon. Love it. Here we go. There it is. That's the one that was making all the fuss on the way in. Nice spec on the blue, huh? I like the orange calipers. Not actually an STO. That's alright. Sounds great though. That might be Jason there.
As soon as your ship runs, I'm going to be right back.
Here we go. Z06 Cole.
Oh.
This is Cole and my first Z06 in the wild. Let's see what we got here.
Isn't this the Z07?
It is the Z07.
Z07 with the Z06 package.
Proud of you, Cole. Very proud of you.
I never knew that you could buy them yet.
Oh yeah, they've been out for a little while. A lot of deliveries. A lot of our YouTube friends have them, if you remember. Let's see here. Every time you get me, I can never get them. Nice job. Here it is, first Z06 that I've seen. Z07. Oh, this is not only the Z07, but it is the 70th anniversary. So this person batched it out really well. See if we get a cold start. Probably not. All right, let's head down. I like that it's sitting beside the Carbon. That's my favorite. We did a short on that one before. It's my favorite VW.
You sit in that?
No. Although, true story. In the back here. Come here. One sec. Gotta get the. Get that off. Wipe your face. So in the back of the VW right here, that's actually a compartment. And while
There's like 3 first aid kits.
while waiting to get a flight out of Germany when I was a boy, first grade, I actually slept in the back of that compartment waiting for the flight. That's where I slept.
On top of it, it looked like 3 first aid kits.
Sure did. Going, looks great. 6.3, not a black series, but sure does look great with the doors. Oh.
This looks like this could come off.
Yeah, so used to be you'd get these spoilers here, turn around, the whale tail.
Yeah.
Quick history, those were fixed and they didn't move. And then when the next generations came out for Porsche, they decided that you could have a active spoiler, so active aero. And anytime you went a certain mile an hour, I think it was 45, it would actually come out. And so the air comes down, creates force, pushes the tail down, and keeps it on the ground as you go fast. Cool stuff, huh?
Let's go look at this Corvette over here, Dad.
You got it, let's go. Uh-oh, here it is. Can you believe it? We're looking at a Daytona Blue with tan, split window. Here it is.
63.
Looks just like ours,
Yeah.
except we have red interior. Yeah. We got to get this one.
Stop. I didn't realize the radio was vertical.
Daytona Blue is the best color to come out of 1963, 64. They changed it. I don't know why they would do that. But these might be original Kelsey's. And if they are, as everyone knows, the wheels alone are worth 15 grand. Former Marine. Always a Marine.
Yeah. It's like
Let's check out the interior spec. All right. So, this is fuel injected, Stingray, Daytona Blue, looks like a Survivor. We're looking at all of $250,000 right here. 4-speed. Blue with tan. Yep, this is the one. If we could have found this one, I would have got this one.
Dad, so if we paint ours, are we going to be the only Daytona?
This is the exact color of our car. So when we paint ours, it'll look just like this. We need to find the owner of this car. In my mind, this falls under the ultimate Stingray. Daytona Blue.
Dad, do you want to read this
No. Okay, we gotta find that guy.
Can you just
Cool, that was the find. We gotta make friends with him. What do you think?
Yep.
A couple more Z07s. Good looking Volvo. One of the best designs that ever come out.
That'd be kind of annoying time. Talk to a guy with an M4.
Mustang.
Looking at some Mopar today. 364 barrel. It's a good looking spec. Automatic. Definitely great color blue.
Not that
Bigger
much.
wheels, and if this was restored back in the day, it's gonna have traction bars, and it doesn't, so good deal.
Looks like they took out the speedometers. Not that much inside the car.
You're right. Pretty plain Jane interior. Here we go. It's a good sounding tune on that. Alright, let's keep it going. We gotta go faster. We'll get through all the cars. Here we go. Great spec on the V8 bi-turbo. Only one Z06 here.
You mean
We-
Z07 with a Z06 package?
Gets me every time. That's right. Box body. I always like seeing them. I never wanted to buy one, but I love seeing them.
Is that the power?
Yep.
Speaking
Hamster
of that,
power.
hey, Chris,
Mom would love that.
how about a 2008
Police Pursuit. That looks like the Queen's car.
Sure does. Oh, hey, let's go, Cole, real quick.
Okay.
Here we are with the owner of the split window Daytona Blue, and we're going to get some great information on it.
Okay, so how I bought the car. A friend of mine, had been, split window has been my dream forever. So what happens is they have a run to the sun cruise down in Myrtle Beach. I didn't make it this year, but a friend of mine went, and he saw the car parked in the parking area, and it wasn't even in the show. So he said, "Oh, Jim," he calls me up. I was in Pittsburgh. I live in Mercer. He said, "Jim, there's a split window here." I said, "Is it in the show?" He said, "No, it's in the parking lot. Somebody drove it. Has Virginia plates on it." I said, "Is there a for sale sign on it?" He said, "No." Is there an owner around? No. He said, "But there's a little sticker that said Virginia Classic Car Cruisers." So I said, "Oh, that's a club." So I looked it up, made a phone call, and a guy picked up the phone, and I said, "Hey, listen, there's a blue split window down in Myrtle Beach." He said, "That's my brother's car. It's not for sale." I said, "Okay, you give me your brother's phone number. Let me talk to him about the car." He did that. Talked to this guy every week. We'd talk, blah, blah, blah. What's the car worth? Way beyond what I could pay. And after a long, several weeks of conversation about the car, really nice guy, he texted me and said, "Hey, would you be able to do this much?" Which was significantly lower. I said, "Oh." So me and the guy that found it, he lived in Slippery Rock. We jumped in the truck. I called the owner and said, "We're going to come down and take a look at your car." So I made him a one-time offer. I said, "Listen, we're not going to hassle. If you say no, that's fine. I appreciate it. Let me take you to lunch, blah, blah, blah." The car was gorgeous, everything I can possibly wanted. I made him an offer. He said, "Here's the keys." It was just like unbelievable. So anyway,
What a
car,
chase and passion.
yeah, it was really great, and it was meant to be. So I drove the car all the way from Virginia up to Mercer, and in pouring rain, unfortunately. but it is upgraded, but you can't tell.
Yeah.
And it's done very, very well. He did most of all of the work. I've done just minor things to it. I've taken it to Bears, Corvettes up in Linesville.
Yep.
That's where you want to go.
They've got great parts. Yeah.
Great parts, great service. Those guys are old. They know everything about it. They put it up on a rack. They went through the whole car, passed, everything went well. Everything is just redone, upgraded, and it's Edelbrock Pro Flow Gen 2 fuel injection, Tremac 5-speed. I don't know the brakes, but they're all 4-wheel discs. I think he put it on a 65 chassis.
It's fine.
In order, because the brakes came
with it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about yours.
Okay, so we have a 1963. Appreciate that.
When did you get it?
We've had it for about 10 years. We chased
wow.
that car for about 10 years, even before that.
Local?
No, it wasn't. First of all, thanks for the introduction to your
good.
car and you.
Okay.
We really appreciate that. So I had been looking before he was born for Daytona Blue with red interior spec, and there's only 63, I believe, in 63 of that spec. And of course, it's like, well, why don't you want the 67? And everyone would talk you out of it. But that I just knew I couldn't afford a split window even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But at the time, I knew that the convertible spec was something I'd want anyway, a little more luxury, whatever. And there's a lot of reasons to get a 63 more than a 67, believe it or not. So I looked at the registry. There was a couple registries to follow, and nobody was going to sell their car. And so I just kept looking through ads as much as I could. Up comes an ad from Bedford, Daytona Blue, matching number, convertible for sale, and daily driver, all this stuff about it. And there was a Corvette dealer, vintage Corvette dealer out of Bedford at the time. So I'm at work, and I call, and the car's still there. And I asked him all about it. I said, well, it says Daytona Blue, but it shows red. He goes, yeah, it's actually original Daytona Blue. It's been painted red, but it's a matching number. Everything checks out. Feel free to drop by. We'll put it on the lift, and you can check it out. So I left the office that minute. Got in the car.
They fired you.
No, nobody knew. I just left the office that minute. It was around lunchtime. I drove out to Bedford and checked it out. They put it up. We went through all the matching numbers of it. They saw that it was resale red, but there were some hints of blue within it that made me believe that it still was a Daytona Blue car. You just never know, right?
Yeah.
But once I knew it was matching numbers, that kind of made it for me. But at the time, I talked to the owner, an old guy, and he had his son was helping him sell. And I said, I really want to buy this as a project to restore with my son. And at the time, they wanted a lot of money for it, more than I cared to pay, much like you. And I said, it's going to be a father and son project. And immediately, he looked at me and said, I'll make you the best deal on this car. I know, and I didn't know why he would do something like that. Yeah. I think I just hit the right note. Yeah. I took it for a ride. Of course, the carburetor wasn't good. The steering was off. Everything about it was not a daily driver. Yeah. But I was willing to take that risk to get this car because I knew I would put it back together. I'd been looking at NCR stuff and all the Restorer and whatever. Wow. And I knew I'd modify it a bit as well to make it more of a driver. Disc brakes in the front like you.
You'd have to really make that decision. That's a difficult one because you're so pure in terms of numbers matching that it's a tough decision. Do you go ahead and stray away from it? Because in classification, you mentioned NCR, you mentioned the national accreditation.
Yep.
They have two categories. They have modified and they have pure restoration. So you're going to leave this group and go to that group. If you're going to do that, you may as well go all the way and do what you need to do.
Well, I knew I would try to do something that I could dial back, just bolt on. And I didn't know what I didn't know
Keep
at the
all
time.
the parts.
Yeah, so I have all the parts. When I got it, I would say it was at least 85% original parts.
Okay.
Minus the radiator, which was a way better aluminum radiator.
Those radiators have a stamp on them.
The originals do, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we keep working with a guy, and I'll apologize again at Corvettes of Carlisle to him. Every year I go to him, I make the same deal with him, and I never buy it. He has one that has the stamp on it. Maybe he'll have it this year.
It's like $1,000.
He was going to sell it for $200. Yeah, great deal. And he was going to throw in. I know, yeah. Just a great guy.
Yeah.
He knew what I was trying to do, and he found what I needed. So we might get that deal this year. We might not.
Okay.
But then ultimately, we got the car. I struck the deal. A week later, I went back. We bought the car, and then they trailed it to my house and it was delivered. Other than him being born, me getting married, and my daughter being born, the delivery of that car to my house
ranks right up there.
Right up there.
Okay. Get that off the tape.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's good. That's cool.
But we've been restoring it ever since. He's been helping. I'm trying to get him back into save the manual, understand how to fix a car, the mechanics of it.
They have fuel rails on both sides.
There it is.
Dual master cylinder with booster.
Fantastic.
Headers. Yeah, air conditioning, of course. Let's see.
I love the fin. That looks great. You got the breather on it.
Yes. Yeah, oil breathers on both sides.
Yeah, this car was definitely made to endure. Well
it really
done.
is. It's been great. Now your steering, you know, that's it's a type of I think it's let me think about it. Circulating ball steering.
That's
I think
it.
That's the right term.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to watch that closely because that steering box that you have, if you're driving, it'll wander a little bit. If that's the case, you need to take it to bears. And that shaft is loose, and we had ours replaced because of exactly that. So that's something to be very cautious about your steering. I was thinking about going to a rack and pinion, and they talked me out of it. They said, no, don't do that. We can get that redone. Certain parts are going to be more difficult than others, but Bears Corvettes is your source. They supply parts to a lot of the distributors on Corvette America. They get all their parts. Bears Corvettes up in Linesville have 7 warehouses. They're the guys. When I brought it there, they put it up on a rack. I told them I had a split window. They said, bring it up. As soon as I put it on the rack, all the old guys came over with their lights. Whoa, okay, wait a minute. You need shims here. This trailing arm is... They knew everything. I said, whatever it needs, go ahead and do it. And now, it's not 100% perfect. There's, glitches in the paint. There's little... I drive it.
It looks great. No,
I drive it all the time.
That needs to stay. You can never get rid of that.
There's a couple around the windows.
This patina look is my favorite. Ultimately, our favorite is original unrestored. If you could ever find something like that and drive it. But looking at this, I would think original unrestored. And in fact, before I talked to you, my commentary was original knockoffs, original unrestored. Like, it just fit the bill perfectly. But I'm so happy to know that it is spec'd out and outfitted for you to have as much fun as you can with it.
We do. It was a nice drive coming down.
I can't imagine this morning how beautiful it must have been, right?
I know.
Did you get air conditioner? There you go.
Yeah.
Even better.
You gotta have it. There's a lot of heat that's generated in there.
I bet.
Because the insulation is very meager, so you need air. And make sure you get air. Make sure you get the comforts. So you drive it long distances. I'm going to take it to Bridgeville in July.
That'll be a great drive.
Yeah. So, when you start up this fuel injection,
If it starts up.
Cold start, 63 Corvette.
Cold start. What happens with this fuel injection is that it'll
Prime?
cavitate a little bit.
Okay, so it fills the cavity.
Yeah, it'll cavitate. It'll go, and then it'll mellow out. You'll see.
Sounds. I can't wait to hear that.
You'll hear the fuel injection first.
Okay. Cold start on pure art. Look at the backup lights. There we go. This sure does. It sure does. Sounds wonderful.
Saw this, he said this is really good.
Island great.
All the gauges work. The gauge cluster was sent to a place in Florida, and they all work. And the key is when all the needles are pointing up. Yeah, the door lock.
Love the original interior. This is great.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, the difference is the air. I have feel the air. And
right on.
It makes all the difference in the world.
Sure does.
That's all I can tell you.
Thanks so much. Cool, man. Can you believe we sold that car?
my god.
Out of all of these Piper and supercars, we're probably the only people to sit down and say, check out that split window and let's review it. Good for us. ZR1, here it is. Let's get a quick ZR1 on the way out. There we go. Let me know if you want it. All right, so let's head out of here. Let's go enjoy the day. That's all we got for you from this upload. But we look forward to posting. Thanks again for following. Thanks again for subscribing. And definitely, thanks for hitting like. Win there.